conference play, and they're playing in Troy tonight. Mustafa battling with Stampley, and Coastal Carolina clad in black will have it on offense, and a quick three is up on the way, well off the mark by Cole, and the rebound comes back out to the top. This is Will Lakai at the top against Stampley in the man-to-man. Now Ibrima Diba, one of their best players, leads the conference in assists. Sweeping the basketball, Vince Cole rips it, has it knocked away. Trojans grab it, that's Duke Dean. Ahead to Waters, trying to finish off the turnover.
Boy, that's great effort first on diving on the loose ball. Desmond Williams keeps it alive, and Khalil Waters runs it out with a nice little left-handed layup.
At the top, Lakai out of Portland, Oregon. Diba has it at the free throw line. Very dangerous. Now Mustafa, Jerry pointed him out. Mustafa had it wrested out of his grasp, but it comes away, and a reverse layup ties it up. That's Josh Uduje. A minute in, 2 points apiece. Now Troy out of the set offense. This is Duke Dean, 5'8". Stampley empties it down to Odeji, who lost it down low and out of bounds, last touched by Mustafa. Let's take a look at the effort here on the transition bucket.
Well, you see Desmond Williams tips it away. Duke Dean gets it off the floor. Nice finish by Khalil Waters. Reverses, goes up with the left hand, kind of put it up with the backhand.
Off the inbounds, catch and shoot triple. Way strong for Desmond Williams, and the Trojans can't retrieve it off the baseline.
Desmond Williams been a story for this Troy team early. He has amped up his scoring for Troy much more than he was able to score last year, and it's made a difference for Coach Scott Cross's team.
Starting lineups for Coastal, it's Debo, Lakai, Uduje, Cole, and Mustafa. As Coastal Carolina turns it over for the white Trojans under head coach Scott Cross, Desmond Williams, Khalil Waters, Effie Odeji, Nick Stampley. And we also see Duke Dean, who handles the basketball to Desmond Williams. Want to get it down to Odeji.
Well, that's going to be a battle all night long. Odeji against Mustafa. This time it'll be Mustafa committing the foul. If you're Coastal Carolina, that's where you want Odeji taking those shots, is from 8 feet or beyond, but you don't want to foul him, and Mustafa picks up a foul away from the basket.
And your point is well made about Mustafa. He wants him to take that shot.
Yeah, and you see the shot was going to be short, but Odeji will get a chance at the line here.
74% free throw shooter, Effie Odeji. Team high 13 points in the loss on Saturday at UT Arlington. He averages just a little over 11 points a game, tops on the club. There's a good look at the junior from Houston, Texas. Troy's lead is 2. Trojans will press in the backcourt off the made bucket. Mustafa will trot it across midcourt and hand it away to Ibrima Diba out of Bredang, Sweden. Skips it to the top, Uduje.
You see the aggressive defense of this Troy team, and they get another turnover here. Stampley picks the pocket.
Right side, Dean, a good look from three-point range. That's 2 buckets they've got early on from transition and from steals. They need to keep converting those turnovers into buckets.
Yeah, not just getting the steal, but as you said, getting points out of them.
Inside, nice look for Josh Uduje. Uduje, a freshman out of London, England, averaging 6.5 points a game. Coastal down 3 and on defense now. Desmond Williams. This is Waters against Diba. Gets a screen, takes a mid-range jumper, front lip, no, and Stampley climbs the back.
Yeah, good job blocking out there by Lakai. He had him boxed out and forced the foul. You get another look at the steal. You see Stampley pick the pocket, and look how quick Desmond Williams gets it down the floor, gets Duke Dean on the wing, and he drains it.
The foul is against Stampley, the 6th-year senior, his first. It's a floor foul. Out quickly is Vince Cole, and we're going to get our first look at Rudy Williams, the Kansas State transfer, who's second on the club in scoring, but he's been coming off the bench lately. He's been off the bench the last 3 games, now the last 4. He's a scoring guy. Spinning inside, missing long is Uduje. Offensive rebound, Mustafa, no. There is Will Lakai, and that's a key for Coastal Carolina. They are going to be active on the offensive boards.
Well, really crashed the board there. Got it to go down on the 3rd attempt. Coach Cross not going to be happy with that.
Coastal leads the Sun Belt Conference, averaging 42 rebounds a game. Odigee gets it out to Stampley. A little ball fake and a good jumper from mid-range left baseline. Stampley has his first basket.
Good decision by Stampley there, not just to lock in on the 3. Had the ball fake and took it inside a little closer from about 12 feet.
Nice catch by Lakai. Ibrahima Deba. Almost a steal by Desmond Williams. He deflects it away to Odigee. Now Waters, he can close out well. Layup, no, a little strong. In transition the other way. Williams has it knocked away by Desmond Williams and Odigee. That's going to be on Williams. That's his first. 16:09 first half. Troy 9, Coastal Carolina 6. And Rudy Williams at the line, senior from Hamilton, Ontario, took it right to Desmond.
Yeah, and you see Odigee was in a good position to maybe block that, but Williams committed the foul early, and it was clearly a foul.
Rudy Williams, Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, out of Kansas State. He's a 6'2" senior. And he can score. He's averaging 14 a ball game. He also takes care of the basketball. In terms of assist-to-turnover ratio, he's tops in the Sun Belt Conference.
Say Williams enters the game for Troy. He's been starting, but comes off the bench today. Free throw good again by Williams.
Also into the game for Troy, Jakeevan Leftridge, a 6'7" sophomore. A couple of players are unavailable for both clubs. We note Garrick Green, one of the constant starters for Coastal Carolina, is. They have lost in standard road games at UNCW and at Middle Tennessee. This is Odigee to the top. Good look for Duke Miles. Freshman guard can't connect. And the rebound is taken down by Will Lakai. For the lead, Coastal dribbles on the baseline. Josh Uduje just couldn't reel it in under the bucket.
Well, you saw on that last defensive effort by Coastal Carolina, they double-teamed Odigee down on the block, and a lot of teams are doing that now. Yep. So he's having to find an open shooter. He did find Miles that time, weren't able to get it to go.
Odigee against 2. He's going to get fouled. Deshaun Thomas has snuck in the game. The LSU transfer, 50-year senior at 6'9", commits his first. And you know, Odigee, he had that really good game with 22 points against Texas State. And he was really decisive in the post. When he had a shot or when he had a little bit of leverage, he was very decisive to the bucket. And when the double team came, and you're right, he's going to see a lot of those from here on out, he got it out of there quickly. First of 2. Lead is 8. They do have a common opponent, by the way. Troy won at Mercer back in December, while Coastal Carolina lost at home to the Mercer Bears. First meeting of 2 this year. Odigee off the mark on the second, and it's rebounded by Ibrahima Deba. Against Jakeevan Leftridge. They want Leftridge's length on the defensive side. Lakai retrieves it and leaves it with Rudy Williams against Duke Miles, second-year freshman guard out of Montgomery for Troy. They want to look inside. This is going to be a little leaner off the mark. No good by Uduje. No, by check by Lakai. Rebound taken by Troy. Zay Williams handles it. This is Spud Eugene, by the way. Christian Eugene. They call him Spud. And now Miles. Leftridge, again, trying to get it to Odigee. Miles drives inside, kicks it out. Leftridge has a good look. Off the front lip, taken by Vince Cole, who's back in the game for Coastal. Down by 2 on the roll with the shots. Leave it with Williams. At the top, Lakai, that's a good closeout from Eugene. Down low, Williams or Miles will send Vince Cole to the free throw line. This will be Zay Williams.
Zay was talking to the official, hey, I never hacked him, and Chuck Jones, the official, was demonstrating to him that you got him with the body. You fouled him with the lower part of your body, not the upper part.
Mustafa returns as Lakai sits as the shots post. Also, Deshaun Thomas comes out as well.
The defensive effort for both teams has been really good early in this contest.
Odigi comes out, and in is the second-year freshman post, Christian Turner. In the lane, tough for Williams. Comes to Mustafa, and he'll bounce it off of a Trojan, not sharply enough, and it's taken on the baseline by Duke Miles. Miles fouled in the backcourt. That's egregious for Rudy Williams. Just trying to go for the ball, but that's a little bit too much, and it's right in front of Joe Lindsay.
Yeah, trying to make up for an earlier mistake, and that never works out for you.
Anytime that happens, you make a mistake and you try to make up for it with a little bit of over effort, that compounds it. 2 mistakes is worse than 1. Third team foul against Coastal as Eugene controls on the outside. 6 minutes in. Eugene's got a lane to the bucket. Kicks it out to the top. Miles. He'll elect to take it. Misses wide. Rebounded offensively, Zay Williams. He's got it in position if he wants to take it against Thomas. No, check it. That is Isaac Hippolyte, and he cannot convert on the jump hook.
That's where Coach Cross wants to see Zay Williams take the shot. Missed a shot here by Coastal Carolina. They want him to be aggressive with, particularly with that little jump hook. It didn't go that time, but he had a good look at it.
Troy's off the mark on their last 5 shots, and that's a jump pass that Zay Williams has raked out of his hands out of bounds. Coastal hasn't been able to take advantage. They haven't scored in 2.5 minutes. Troy hasn't made a shot in their last 5, and we're still at 10-8. Jakeevan Leftridge. Off of a screen, this is Williams. Gets Mustafa in the air. Lots of contact when Mustafa walled up nicely. Coming away with it. Chanticleer's Rudy Williams got numbers. Cole drives against Leftridge. Layup ties it up.
That's a solid power move by Vince Cole. Had an open jumper from about 10 feet, but went strong to the hole. And as you said, knotted things up.
First bucket for either team in a while. Troy has opened Cole, just 3 of 11 shooting. Turner, not an offensive threat, gets trapped over there in the corner. 10 to shoot for Duke Miles. Creates against Mustafa. High left-handed layup. No. Mustafa blocks out Christian Turner. A chance for a lead for Rudy Williams in transition. No. And this time it's Hippolyte going over the back of Leftridge. Isaac Hippolyte doesn't play a lot, about 8 minutes a game. They're sneaking him in with Odigi on the bench, but Odigi has just now re-entered, as has Duke Dean, as has Nick Stampley for Troy. For Coastal, let's see, they've got re-entering the game is Uduje, who has 4 points.
Keeper punter in the game for Troy. Yep. He's been some good offense off the bench for Coach Cross.
Punter had 12 3-pointers all last year. He's got 11 to this point. Nice ball movement. Stampley shows the ball, drives inside, kicks it away. Dean has an open look from the wing, and he is a dead-eye shooter. That's his spot, his second long ball, Jerry.
Good ball movement around the horn, inside, outside for Troy till they got the man open. Dean was able to square up, and he's got 2 in this game.
They think they can get more out of him from outside. He's a 33% three-point shooter.
Foul inside.
This is away from the basketball, and it'll be, they're going to call it on Dean. So it's not inside, but it's away from the ball.
Yeah, I thought they were looking inside, a foul in the block, but they're going to say Dean committed it on the perimeter. 4th
foul against the Trojans. Each team has 4. 12 minutes and change here in the half. Hippolyte will hand it away to Uduje against Desmond Williams in the man-to-man. Lost it. Williams keeping at it, and Uduje will take him to the baseline inside Mustafa. Power layup. Mustafa averages 16 a game. That's 5th in the Sun Belt Conference. Those are his first points. They come 8 minutes in.
If he catches it there, he's going to make a high percentage of those. That's a good job of getting it to him. Dean feeling the heat monitor working, but this one's good.
The first of 3 consecutive on the road for them. Catch and shoot, Desmond Williams. Blocking out nicely is Mustafa, sealing off Odigi. Now Deba. Mustafa out of his range from 16. Odigi plays off of him, steals it away from him. That's good hands by Odigi, and gets it into forecourt and waits for the traffic to clear.
Oh, that's just good hands. You're right, and a smart decision there to give it up to one of the guards.
Now here's Kiefer Punter out of the Bronx, New York. He is a shooter, and he's going to shoot. Trojans still can't buy a bucket. Troy now 4 of 16 from the floor. Still a 1-point lead as Cole operates on the arc to Hippolyte. Dribble handoff to Deba against Punter. Uduje, entry pass, facing up Mustafa. 12 to shoot. Bucket is off the mark by Cole, battling for the rebound. That is Uduje. They are a rebounding club. That's their identity, at least the early part of this year.
I'm telling you, the freshman, Uduje, is really working hard down low. He's got 6 points, and a couple of them just effort on the offensive glass.
He averages 6 a ball game. That's a nice jump hook that rolls out for Odigi. Trojans one and done a lot here early on the offensive side. Dean at 5'9", they're trying to post him up. Popping out is Uduje at 6'5". He'll take him inside, misses, rebounded Mustafa. He'll get fouled on the putback. Troy cannot keep them off the glass right now, Jerry, and that's a problem for Scott Cross's club.
Yeah, Uduje is getting penetration. They have got to figure out something, because Uduje really hurting them right now. See him getting penetration there. Got the high archer. Didn't get it to go, but good job by Mustafa on the offensive glass. They have really done a good job there so far in this game.
Second foul on Nick Stampley. 5 offensive rebounds so far for Coastal Carolina. Mustafa's too strong in his first free throw.
Hasn't been a really good free throw shooter. Came in at 62%.
Mustafa himself is averaging a little over 4 offensive rebounds a game. In context, that's a lot. Misses both free throws, and Odigi clears for the Trojans. Troy down 1. First lead for Coastal, by the way. Zay Williams. Dean has a screen if he wants it. To the baseline, skips it to the top. Waters turns down a triple. Desmond Williams against Cole. He'll loft it up. Off the mark, no good. Went up against Will Lakai, and Coastal can't control the loose basketball.
Boy, catches a break there. Deba trying to reel that one in, touched it and saw it go out of bounds, so Troy get 20 seconds and extend the possession.
From the sidelines, there's going to be a foul beforehand. I believe this is Uduje.
It is on Uduje.
Trying to battle through a high screen. That's foul number 1 on him. Waters is out. Leftridge returns for Troy University. A new 20-second clock for Troy on the baseline, out of bounds. Odigi, now Leftridge. Desmond Williams. There's a nice look for Odigi and a little soft jump hook. That's what they want from him.
They tried to front him, and it cost them that time. Good inlet pass from Desmond Williams as he was able to pivot the baseline, and there was nobody there to rotate over and help.
Yeah, just sealed off that baseline. It was only him. Troy back up. 9-10 here in the half. They're rotating it amongst the wings right now. Deba will step it back against Leftridge. Now off the switch, Zay Williams to the top. A good look for Uduje. Got it.
Well, he's having a heck of a ball game right now.
Uduje, he's benefiting from a matchup against a smaller defender. That time he benefited from Deba, who, again, he chips in 6 assists a game. That's tops in the league. He created that bucket for his teammate. High post, Odigi passes a little strong for Zay Williams, collected by Coastal Carolina. The shots with a 2-point lead. Dean at 5'9" against 6'6" Ibrahima Deba. Mustafa chases down the errant pass. Here's a triple. And the rebound comes loose to Jakeevan Leftridge of Troy. Odigi at the top, in the key, 16-footer, yes. He does have range for a 6'9" player, a little bit more range than Mustafa, and he took advantage
And that'll help defeat that double team if he can hit that mid-range jumper. Gonna have to come out on him a little more.
17 all, inside of 8 in the half. Cole has an open look from the wing, in and out. Left reach, nice rebound over Uduje. Good outlet to Desmond Williams, goes right at Deba, has it blocked away, out of bounds, off games at 4 different schools.
When you look at the only coaches that are ahead of him in number of wins, you see what kind of company he keeps.
Trying to step through as you do, Jay. 18 to shoot for Rudy Williams against Duke Miles, who's back in. Deba cross courts it, nice catch, and a shot for Lakai, way off the mark. We see it go out of bounds. Lydell Geffrard is in the game for Troy at a post. Number 32, we'll get a shot of him because that's a story. Lydell is in his 2nd year at Troy and he has not played. He's got a brace on his left knee. He didn't play last year because of injury. He has been cleared the last 3 games, but they just simply have taken their time with him. There he is setting the screen right now on Miles for a triple. Geffrard gets the offensive rebound, misses the shot, but there is Leftridge to clean it up. It's big to have Geffrard available because Ryfin Miguel, who's Troy's backup post player along with Turner, is out for this game because of protocols.
Geffrard's a space eater in there, man.
Offensive rebound again, Will Lakai. Another crack at it for Rudy Williams. Pull-up jumper too strong. Rebound tapped again. This is Lakai, and Scott Cross has got to find some way to keep the shots off the offensive glass. 19 apiece, 6:20 in the period. Duke Miles to Geffrard. Off of the screen, Leftridge. Geffrard down low, here comes the double. Roots it back out to Miles. Miles, head fake into the lane in the tall trees. Puts up a shot blocked easily. Lakai, Miles overextended himself. In transition layup, that's strong for Uduje, who's having a career night. He's got 10.
He really is. He's one of the quicker players on the floor, and Troy has not been able to handle him in transition.
Well, he continues his good play. He had a team high 15 points in 35 minutes in their loss against Louisiana on Saturday. Here's a triple for Eugene. Spud Eugene is a 44% three-point shooter. That's a big one. Trojans had to have that.
Finishing our thought on Coach Ellis, Barry, when you look up and the only coaches ahead of you still here by Troy is Mike Krzyzewski, Jim Boeheim, and Bob Huggins. Pretty good company.
Eugene, a heat check, misses that one. Rebound taken by Uduje. Yeah, that's what we call high cotton down here in the southeastern portion of Alabama. Deba, who's not an outside threat. Rudy Williams, who is. Well, look at the battle inside. Geffrard lost his footing. The entry pass came in clean to Deshaun Thomas, but he lost it to Eugene. Going to take it for a lob for Jose Williams. Almost had the one-hand tomahawk slam. Long rebound and a triple is off the mark by Miles. Eugene still hustling, and the Trojans get another possession.
That's really what he gives you, is just outstanding hustle, and that's just sheer effort there. He came from the corner to keep that one alive at the top of the key.
Troy has taken 14 three-point shots and missed 11 of them. Mid-range shot is no good. Coastal plucks it out of there. Rudy Williams is 2 on 3. Deba, a little flip, got it. His first points. Brima Deba.
Got across the lane. Nobody checked him, and he just stopped and put it up with the right hand.
Deba is an anomaly. He's big and strong, 6'6", 200. But he does not try to score much. He sets up his teammates on offense, and he is a stopper on the defensive perimeter. 10 to shoot for Troy. Down 1. Miles has a man open. That's Geffrard. Backs in, spins, and his shot's blocked away. Loose. And it comes to Coastal Carolina again, Rudy Williams. Uduje foul to stay connected.
I was about to say, if you look at their games in the first half of the season, they've been able to stay in games even when they weren't scoring.
Deba off the inbounds. Works against Khalil Waters. Now here's Hippolyte. Deba, entry pass down low. Mustafa with the ball faking an easy lay-in. He is a skilled player. He's 6'9", 270, a sophomore from Cairo, Egypt. And he understands leverage and footwork down at the post and physicality. Coastal up 3. Dean to Turner, bangs in. That's going to be a offensive foul. No. Yep.
Yeah.
They're going to call it against Turner. Hippolyte took the charge, I believe. First on Christian Turner. And for Troy, that's their 7th team foul. Troy only 22 points so far. They scored 57 in their last game against UT Arlington. Popping out right side, Vince Cole. Desmond Williams guards. He shoots over Des. Rebound comes to Waters. No, a toe on the baseline. Tried to save it in. Well, Coastal's playing big right now. Cole is 6'6", Deba's 6'6", Mustafa's 6'9", and Hippolyte is 6'7". Rudy Williams is the one at 6'2", and he handles it right here. Nice catch. Deba a 6'6" point. Mustafa springs in against Odigi, who cuts him off. Now Williams with 6. Fall away, one-legged jumper. Well short. Mustafa gets the rebound. Troy had such a great defensive stand there, but cannot handle the glass. And the foul will be against Duke Dean on the reach. That's his 2nd. And that sends Mustafa to the line.
Well, you're witnessing quite a battle going on out there between Duke Dean and Vince Cole, who was matched up with, and they have really been physical with each other.
Free throw good. Yeah, Cole is 6'6". Duke Dean is 5'8". But strong and physical enough to handle that, but you can understand why Coastal wants to accentuate that matchup on the offensive side. Zay Williams in for Troy. Out is Stampley. Mustafa hits them both. Uduj's got 11. Mustafa has 6 and 5 rebounds in the half. 2:20 to go. 5-point lead is Coastal's largest.
Troy in a 3-minute plus drought.
Odigi. Waters looks in. Knocked out of his hands by Mustafa out on the arc. 9 seconds to shoot. Dean comes out. Miles is in. Also, puncher comes in for Khalil Waters.
Coach Cross trying to protect Dean there with 2 fouls. He gets him out.
In the final 2:07 of the first half. Hesitation move. Miles fouled on the floor. Is it Hippolyte? I believe so.
I think that's right. They got him with a hand check.
That's a 2nd on Isaac Hippolyte. Again, he's playing extra minutes because of the unavailability of Garrett Green. Hippolyte normally only about 8 minutes a game.
Coastal could be aggressive there. They had only 5 fouls before that one.
Odigi, Mustafa, here's the battle. Jump hook is well right, and rebound again.
Good defense by Mustafa there. Didn't try to do too much, but forced him to take an odd shot there in the paint.
Williams is cut off. Deba left alone from 3. Not an outside shooter. Rebound comes long. Chased down by Williams. Troy's having a hard time on the defensive glass. Another opportunity for the shots. Deba steps through. Misses short. Now the Trojan Zay Williams is able to control. 90 seconds to go in the half. Coastal leads on the road by 5. Lob to Odigi. Nicely done. Williams on a switch was trying to guard a guy who is 7 inches taller.
That broke a 4-minute plus drought, and Troy is more efficient when they're able to go through the post in Odigi, and they were able to find him there on a nice inlet pass from Zay Williams.
Just a shade more than a minute to go. Lakai to the top to Williams. Williams power move, scoops one up with the left hand. No, Odigi's able to clear and slides into the camera guy. Nobody guards Duke Miles. Everybody like was guarding the passing lanes.
The Red Sea parted for Miles. He was looking for somebody to pass it to, but
game high scorer Josh Uduje.
Troy with just some token zone pressure there, not real aggressive at the ball.
Trying to make them burn some clock to get into their half-court set.
Yeah, just trying to shorten that possession.
Miles is screened by Mustafa. He flashes down low. Nice catch against ODG.
Oh,
nice, tough left-handed hook.
That is strong.
So they do get the bucket. No surprise they got where they wanted to get it. Only a fraction of a second difference in the shot clock and the game clock, and Scott Cross wants his club to play for the final crack at it.
Yeah, as poorly as they have shot, they have a chance to tie here. And even if they're not able to score, they go in down just one possession. And as poor as they've shot the ball, Barry, Coach Cross will take that.
Now with 5, Miles makes his move into the paint, layup again, got it at the
to the season, just starting to find more minutes here of late.
Waters sits the bench after starting the ball game. Now Leftridge is in his place starting the second half. Bouncing out is Dean. Coming out to get him is Lakai. Here's a fall away 3. No. Rebound ODG. Nope, but he'll go to the free throw line. That's big early. That's the second foul on Esau Mustafa.
Mustafa, who came in with 17 blocks on the year, looked at the official, thought he had all ball there, and he did have a lot of ball, but they say he hacked ODG, and Effie, who got to the line 4 times in the first half, will get an early trip to the free throw stripe here.
ODG is a 74% free throw shooter. To tie it up. He's in double figures. He's got 10.
Got off slow on the year at the line, but has really improved his free throw shooting of late. And that's a big part of his offense. He needs to be able to shoot a high percentage at the free throw line because he's going to get some opportunities.
Well, Troy as a team has improved their free throw shooting. They were last in the league mid-December. Now they're up to 7th as ODG hits them both. And Troy's got a lead here 20 seconds into the second half. Troy extending that defense way out to midcourt. Ebrima Deba, wing pass on the bounce to Uduje. Vince Cole's been quiet here. Now Deba against Nick Stampley. 9 on the shot clock. Lakai into the key. Uduje with 3 against Leftridge. Fall away jumper. No, and a rebound comes off of ODG's hand. It was deflected by Mustafa. It's a good defensive set for the Trojans, but again, they can't secure the rebound.
Did a good job against Uduje there defensively. He was trying to find a crease to the rim and could not. Ends up settling for the 8-foot jumper.
Lakai. Now Deba against Leftridge. Left side, an open look for Cole. Got it.
He was quiet in the first half, but only had 2 points, but gets a big 3 there.
Averages 13 a ball game. Coastal Carolina back up 2. Nick Stampley, wing right past Leftridge. Lob down to ODG. Double team. Skips it to Desmond Williams, who penetrates, leaves it with Stampley. Beautiful basketball.
Went deep into the lane, did Desmond Williams, and brought the defense to him and gave it up at the perfect time to Stampley.
32 all. Ball movement. Debra whips it left side. Cole sights a 3. No, he was too open. Leftridge has the ball skills to take it himself if he wants. Instead, he curls it back to Desmond Williams. Pass knocked away. Williams had a shot, wanted to go to a wing for a triple, and active hands got Coastal the basketball back, and loose hands turns it back over again. Uduje could not handle it.
Yeah, both teams with careless mistakes there, so that'll wash for both teams. Troy will come back up in a possession, a chance to take the lead. Boy, this has been a tightly contested ball game. I think the biggest lead's been, what, 4, maybe 5?
5-point lead by Troy. ODG shows the ball against Deba. 16-footer, no. Mustafa outlets it to Deba. 32 all, 2 minutes and 12 seconds gone by. Udebe to the bucket, and he'll get it down low to Jakai. Jakai's got 6. Leftridge attacks Mustafa. Down low, Udije cannot handle it, but Leftridge with hustle is able to retrieve. Troy dodges a bullet there. ODG couldn't handle the interior pass. Stampley, they leave him alone from 3. He turns it down. 9 to shoot for Desmond Williams. Now Stampley. Dean with 5's got to hurry. Bounces in, tries to create with two, skips it away, and Leftridge can't get the shot. Well, he does get it off in time. Loose basketball collected by Coastal Carolina. Uduje doesn't like the look of it, and he'll curl it back out. Under 17 minutes, Mustafa faces up against Odiji. Cole to the free throw line, Deba. Kicks it back, or a little jump hook. That's off the mark by Lakai. Right side, Leftridge, all alone from the baseline. Got it. That's a big three-pointer for Jakeevan Leftridge. Leftridge has got 5. And the Trojans are back up. Boy, they played off of Leftridge, not thinking he would take nor make the three, and he did them both. 13 on the shot clock for Cole. Steps back, left side. Three-pointer is no good for Lakai, and battle for the rebound comes to Troy. 2-on-2. Williams backs it away against Deba. Dean, long three. No, rebound Leftridge. Look at him, active hand. Good one. 37-34 Troy. They force the 5-second call of the inbound, so the Trojans get it back, trying to build on the lead with Duke Miles. Driving inside, walled up, and a traveling violation.
Yeah, lost his footing, tried to get it out of his hand, but shuffled the pivot foot before he could, and that's a turnover when Troy had a chance to match or take their biggest lead.
Leftridge and Miles, Turner, Desmond Williams, and Zay Williams, no relation on defense, against Coastal's Vince Cole, bringing it up court. Rudy Williams in the game, along with Mustafa and Lakai. And here's Josh Uduje, who's been their best player here so far. Lakai with 10. Jump pass to the right side. Cole steps back, and there's a steal by Miles. Jump the passing lane, and the Trojans have numbers. Wow.
Well, you could see Miles look behind him, just a quick look to see if anybody was trailing, and Zay Williams does that as good as anybody, and he got a perfect feed for that dunk.
Williams' first bucket. Troy has matched their largest lead with a 7-0 run. Keyed by a couple of turnovers forced, and there's another one. Trojans dive on it.
Wow.
Look at Miles on the deck, deflected away. Williams has his lob pass batted away by Rudy Williams, and a foul will go against the Trojans. He was trying to find Zay Williams, who again was running the court.
Desmond Williams was looking for the lob there. That's good defense by Coastal Carolina to negate that and then draw the foul on Duke Miles.
For Miles, that's his first. Leftridge comes out, and he'll get some glad hands from the Trojan bench. He had some really good minutes. Williams against Miles, penetrates. Uduje ripping the basketball. This is Mustafa against Christian Turner.
Now drew that foul late.
Issam Mustafa, third in the Sun Belt in scoring, and he is second in rebounding, and he has just gotten into double figures with the free throw. Second one no good. Correct myself, Mustafa's got 9, and the Trojans mishandle the ball. Miles grabs it and asks for a timeout. They're going to call a jump ball ahead of it. They were able to cover it up, and the jump ball possession points towards Coastal Carolina.
Well, it's just good active hands by those guards, and you see them tip it away there from the Troy handler. That was Duke Miles. Miles tried to get on it and call the timeout, but the jump ball will send the possession to the Chanticleers.
Now Coastal's last field goal was at 17:48. They've just gotten the free throw by Mustafa since. Williams has the pass to Deba, batted away by Waters. Now Rudy Williams, guarded by Miles, bounces him into the paint. That's an offensive foul, Rudy Williams.
Yeah, we had an angle. It was the arm bar. He just really didn't lean into him with the shoulder as much as he just threw the arm bar up, and the official right there to catch that.
There is some physical defense both ways. Miles is certainly playing it for Troy. Zay Williams and Waters, along with Miles, Eugene, and Christian Turner, who sets a big pick. Miles curls to the elbow. Eugene works against Rudy Williams mid lane with 12. He's hung up a little bit, finds Waters down low. Layup, yes.
He really has control, and he's so good with that left hand. Just gave a little fade to the right, moved the defender, and then put it up with the left hand.
Waters is 6'6". He has huge hands, very strong hands. When he goes up with that left hand, he goes up with authority. 6-point lead for Troy, their largest. Mustafa against a double team. Two guys walled up, and they're going to call a foul. This may be Waters. We'll check. It is Waters. 2 shots for Mustafa. Last year, we mentioned Coastal Carolina in that convoluted schedule last year because of COVID. Coastal played here twice, and Troy played in Conway twice, and Coastal actually ended Troy's season last year in the second round of the Sun Belt Tournament. They played 5 games last year against each other. Mustafa misses them both, and Coastal won all 5. Eugene drives, dishes, Waters, but they recover. Now Eugene with a 3, it's short. Odigi gets the offensive rebound, spins against the defense inside of Lakai. That's powerful.
That is 2 strong players going toe-to-toe. Give the victory on this little skirmish to Odigi, who stayed strong and put it in with the left hand.
8-point lead, an 11-1 over 3.5 minutes for Troy. Coastal still looking for their first field goal in a while.
Nice interior defense by Zay Williams, tips it away, and he's going to be rewarded with the dunk again. They've been on that run since Lefter's play.
Deshaun Thomas is in as Mustafa takes a break. Thomas, a 6'9" redshirt senior, an LSU transfer, who's more of a defensive post presence. Coastal hasn't scared the basket in 5 minutes, and there's going to be a stoppage.
Hit the baseline, it appears.
What happened? Yeah, the cutter down there, I think that was Uduji. The cutter came off the baseline and received a pass with a foot on the baseline, it looked like. Another turnover for Coastal. That's their 6th in a little bit more than 5 minutes. Top of the key, UDG, a dribble, handoff to Waters. Oh, he missed the dunk. And Coastal saves the rebound on the baseline. Oh, Waters, we mentioned how well he finished. He had a great shot at that one. Coastal cannot answer, though, and Khalil has another crack at it. 10-point lead for Troy, Jerry.
Yeah, the energy is with the Trojans right now. They are playing a much more intense game.
Eugene misses the shot. Weak side rebound. Zay Williams cannot get it. Powers it up. 3-point play. Williams, an 82% free throw shooter, left it short. I made the point right after he left it out of his hands, so that one's not my fault. Troy still by 12. Coastal is cold as ice. Dribble handoff to Vince Cole. Waters guards, spins, lost it. Diva, they don't respect his outside shooting. They do respect Mustafa. Gets a chest into DJ. ODG, and he sends Mustafa to the line. Mustafa will get to the line a lot, Jerry. He is so physical out there, and he is always in your chest.
Well, to your point, this will be his 9th and 10th free throw coming up. Only one other player has shot free throws for the shots. That's Rudy Williams. For Troy, Odigi has shot 6 free throws. Only one other one came from Zay Williams just a moment ago.
Mustafa's got 11. The foul against Odigi is only his first. 4th team foul against Troy. Coastal's committed 3. Second free throw is strong, and the rebound comes to Effie Odigi. Troy by 11. Duke Miles runs the attack. Dean and Williams, Desmond Williams, are both on the bench. Handoff Waters, spins inside against Diva. Now Eugene, a teardrop, too strong. Rebound. They say it's off of Eugene. I thought might have been off of Cole, but Coastal's got it. Coastal's personnel, Abrima Diba, along with Isaac Hippolyte, Rudy Williams, Vince Cole, and Issam Mustafa. 11 minutes to go. Coastal trying to eclipse an 11-point deficit. There's a nice entry, and Mustafa misses a bunny.
Well, that was a breakdown by the Troy defense, and they got away with it. You won't see Mustafa miss many of those.
Coastal, they have been known to play tricked-up defense. Cliff Ellis knows every defensive trick in the book. They'll run box and one, triangle and two. They did it against Troy over and over again last year. Waters will just simply shoot over it. Long rebound to Zay Williams.
Zay Williams, a man possessed right now. He's getting every rebound. You see Troy so desperately trying to find ODG down low. They haven't been able to get it to him.
Waters cut off. Zay Williams can shoot the three. You bet he can.
Wow. He's got
9 points.
All in the second half.
All in the first 10 minutes of the second half. Almost a steal by Eugene. That frees up a triple the other way. Good for Vince Cole. His ninth, or check it, his 8th point. 11-point game halfway through the second half. Facing up is Waters. Williams fakes the defender off of his feet, leans in the lane, no. Strong rebound, Isaac Hippolyte. Rudy Williams takes it to Waters, nicely done. His first field goal, Williams averages 14 points a ball game. He's been quiet for the large majority of this ball game. They cut the lead down to single digits to the Chanticleers. And there's going to be a reach. Mustafa was trying to deny the entry pass off the left post. That's his third. Cliff Ellis might have a decision to make here, Jerry.
Yeah, I think they'll have to probably get him out for a spell, maybe to the under 8 break. We'll see. They're going to stay with him right now. I would love to hear Coach Ellis's post-game comments, regardless of how this turns out. I really think they have missed Garrett Green in this contest. I really think that has disrupted his the way he interchanges his players a lot.
Yeah, Green, one of those Swiss Army knife guys. He can score for you. Tough defensively, grabs a rebound. Can't use him. There's a nice lob inside, and if that's Mustafa, that's 4. It is, and it is.
Yeah, that was a mistake, I think, leaving him in there. Still no movement from the bench.
Cliff Ellis is talking with his lead assistant, Benny Moss, about what to do, and Mustafa was already heading to the bench. And he says, I'll come back in. No. Yeah, they're going to bring in Will Lakai.
With 4, his stay on the bench, though, will be extended more than it would have coming out with 3.
Well, let's mark this. 9:10 to go. Mustafa with his 4th foul. Troy, by the way, substituted in liberally. Basically everybody except ODG, Duke Dean, Jakeven Leftridge, Desmond Williams, and Nick Stampley. Stampley lobs it in. Hippolyte has a pass inside Leftridge. Well cut by Leftridge. Jakeven's got 9.
This will be the story of the game if Troy wins. It will be the play of Jakeven Leftridge.
Foul against the Trojans.
Costly foul on Duke Dean.
Dean, with the ball well away from the basket, has just picked up his 3rd. Well, Leftridge, his career high is 10 points. He's done it twice. This time, just a great pass from ODG.
But he made himself available. Nice cut down the lane, and ODG found him.
Rudy Williams dragged to the pivot foot. That turnover is now the 16th against Coastal Carolina. They were 2nd in the Sun Belt in assist-to-turnover ratio. They only commit 12 turnovers a game. They're at 16 right now.
Yeah, that's been a bad problem for them. And again, I think some of that is credited to the absence of Green. I think it's just disrupted their flow a little bit.
Cole guards Desmond Williams. Entry pass to ODJ. They pop at it a little bit. Now he faces up to Hippolyte. Double team coming. Leaves it down low. Leftridge again. That's his career high. Leftridge has 11. 13-point lead. Biggest one the Trojans have had tonight. 8:12 to go. Trying to break a 6-game losing streak to Coastal Carolina. Hippolyte against Stampley. Nope, check it. That's Lakai, and he'll go to the free throw line as Stampley is guilty of his 3rd. 8:03 to go. Coastal down 13 on the road without their best player, who's on the bench with 4. One wonders how long Cliff Ellis can afford to leave Mustafa on the bench. He will bring in Josh Uduje, who leads them in scoring along with Mustafa with 11.
But Troy really has done a good job adjusting to Uduje. All 11 of his points came in the first half. He's yet to scratch here in the second half. That's been a big defensive adjustment.
Lakai is a 63% shooter from the free throw line. A 6'9", 210-pound senior from Portland, Oregon. Played at New Mexico State. He starts today. It's only his third start of the season. The second free throw also off the mark. And Hippolyte bats it out of bounds on the offensive rebound try. Now he'll sit down. In will come Ahmad Harvey, a 6'6" junior from Freeport in the Bahamas, who's only played in 4 games this year. Dean goes to Desmond Williams, coming out as Cole. Odigi again against Harvey. Now the double team. Stampley, Dean, Williams, Leftridge. 10 to shoot. The Trojans rotated around the arc. Stampley with 6. Now Desmond goes to work with 4. Goes and plays. Step up jumper. It's blocked away, and there's going to be a foul call.
Well, it's
a shot clock violation. Yeah. The horn didn't sound. Cole got the block. It's actually fortuitous for Troy because it prevented a possible.
Here just before we went to break, that one right down the middle. You remember he cut along the baseline and got a feed from Odigi.
Well, Coastal has only scored 12 points in 12 minutes here in the second half. Troy's outscored them 26-12 since halftime. Deba controls to Cole as Lakai hits the deck off the ball. Cole inside, flips it up, wild shot. Trojans collect it, Zay Williams. Coastal just cannot find any scoring.
Yeah, they don't have that center with literally that center of gravity without Mustafa. That's how they flow their offense, and they seem like a ship without a rudder here with him on the bench.
Good look for Desmond Williams from 3. A nice look from Jakeeman Leftridge to find it. That's the first points tonight for Desmond Williams, who comes in averaging nearly 9 a ball game. Troy by 16. Trying to snap a 6-game losing streak at the hands of the Chants. Mustafa about to come in at the 6:30 mark. Cliff Ellis can't afford to hold him out anymore. Lakai, 9 to shoot for Deba. He'll have to shoot from there, and he's not an outside shooter. The miss is rebounded by Zay Williams. They just cannot get a bucket. A scoring drought of over 3 minutes again for Coastal, who's had a couple of droughts like that. There's a pass inside, slapped out of there by Harvey. The Trojans retrieve it, lob ahead to Zay Williams. That's a nice catch. 3-pointer for Desmond, saves the possession.
Yeah, you can't leave him that open, and that wasn't a breakdown on the shot defense. It's just the way the ball bounced, literally.
19-point lead for Troy as Cole answers. He's in double figures. Vince Cole averages 13 a game. He's tallied 11 right now. 16-point game. Trojans in the first of 4 in a row at home. Coastal in the first of 3 straight away from Conway. And it has not started well for the Chants. Leftridge seeing extended minutes. 9 to shoot for Duke Dean. Step back, a 3 short. May have been altered by Lakai, who came flying at him. Deba's got to hurry things now. They don't have a ton of time. Cole against Williams in the lane. That's a blocking foul. It goes against Christian Turner.
I think Turner may have been in the restricted area there. Maybe didn't quite get out, but took the hit, but does not get the call.
Christian Turner, 6'7", second-year freshman from Grand Prairie, Texas. Sends Vince Cole to the line, an 88% shooter. Free throw here is good. Cole has 12. See what Jerry's talking about in terms of the restricted arc down there. Take a look at his feet. Well, I believe that's what you're talking about, though he might have been moving ahead of time.
I don't think he got there anyway. Yeah, you get a better look at it there. He's right on the edge, but I think he was late to get squared away.
Cole now is their game-high score. He's got 13. Over the last 5 games, Vince Cole's been averaging 17. Duke Miles is in as Desmond Williams takes a breather. Jakeven Leftridge. Now Miles, guarded by Uduje. Spins inside, a little flip shot, can't climb the rim. Harvey gets knocked away by Miles. The Trojans steal a possession. Active hands by Duke Miles. 14-point Troy lead.
Those turnovers are really going to tell the story as Christian Eugene lobs one high off the top of the glass and gets it to fall.
That is the definition of a rainbow. Back up 16 of the Trojans. Driving left side, Cole walling him up as Udije, but Cole's starting to find himself. He's got 15, 13 of those have come in the second half. He's got 13 of their 19 points since the break, Jerry. If it wasn't for Cole, goodness, who knows what kind of a pickle Coastal will be in. Jeff Leftridge.
Really key. One, they did a much better job on Uduje. He was really hurting them in the first half. They adjusted there. But I think the biggest thing they did is they made the adjustment to keep Coastal Carolina off the offensive glass. They had 9 offensive rebounds in the first half, only 1 so far here in the second half.
And they're not hitting free throws. They need to have some urgency now, particularly from outside the arc, and has not been a big part of their game so far. Good spin by Duke Miles. Williams, his shot is deflected by Uduje. Otherwise, that would have been a flush. Uduje at his second. And that sends Zay to the line. It's a great spin move to free Miles up at the lane, and he found Williams. Troy is cutting to the bucket hard with their wings.
They can be extremely aggressive there with Mustafa with 4 fouls. He can't be as aggressive as he normally would from a defensive position.
2 shots. Zay is a junior, 6'9", 190 pounds, out of Parker High School in Birmingham. Last year against Coastal Carolina, he had 3 double-figure games out of the 5 they played. 3 double-figure games in rebounds. He was very effective on the glass, and he gets 1 of 2 here. He's in double figures scoring here, and as we noted, all of his points have come in the second half.
1 rebound away from having 10, so he's 1 rebound away from a double-double. Most of that production here in the second half.
Odigi's 2 rebounds away from a double-double for the Trojans. 15-point lead for Troy, 3:35 to go. Coastal cannot wait around now. Rudy Williams against Christian Eugene. Mustafa, high post. Taking a lot of time, spinning. Trojans cut him off. Here's a triple for Cole, way short. Coastal doesn't seem to be in any particular hurry.
They're going to have to make some threes to overcome this deficit in the last 3 minutes, and they are 4 of 17 now from three-point range, so they have not been able to find the mark out there. They average over 7 made threes per game.
13 to shoot for Eugene. Here's a triple from Miles off the back iron. High rebound, Udije puts up a power dribble. Left-handed hook is short. Got the shot he wanted. He's good with the hook either hand, but he left it short. 2:44 to go. There's a block by Waters on the leaner by Cole, and for Waters, that's now his second foul, and that sends Cole to the line, a chance to score with the clock off. And Leftridge about to come back in. Scott Cross likes to have Waters in the game as a closer at the end of the game because he shoots free throws so well. He led the league in free throw shooting last year. He's also such a heady ball player as Cole hits one here. Cole's got 16. Waters will take a seat here down the stretch with his club up 14. Vince Cole, a senior from Charleston, South Carolina, a transfer from St. John's. 1 of 2.
You may see Troy be a little more deliberate in their half-court set now.
If they can get it to Udije, they will. Skip past to Miles. He'll hoist up a triple here. Again, too strong. Long rebound to Cole. Deba gets harried by his own man. Cole spins past Eugene and hits a little flip. Cole's got 19. I'm sorry, 18.
He is on fire. 16 of those in the half.
He has 16 of their 22 points since halftime. Only 6 points by any Chanticleer other than Cole since the break. 2 minutes to go, and Troy's up 12, and Coastal is evidently fine with that, although Mustafa reaches in and deflects the entry pass. Williams mishandles the dribble. An unforced error, and the Trojans have it right back. Left side, Leftridge. He'll get knocked off his feet and will head to the free throw line. Might have bailed him out there because Jakibin was kind of hung out to dry in midair.
I think that's Uduje with the foul.
That's number 3.
Coach Cross there's always that fine line of being aggressive, keeping the pressure on, but he was livid about the turnover a minute ago because right now all they've got to do is manage the clock to secure this win.
Leftridge came in having only shot 3 free throws all year, and he was 2 for 3. He is now 3 for 4. Leftridge in double figures. This is a career high for him. He had scored 10 points in a game twice in his first 2 years. But in this one, he has 12 and has really provided a difference. Desmond Williams moves to the scorer's table as Leftridge hits them both and will go out. And he gets a big hand here, and he deserves it, Jim. Well, no, this is Eugene. They leave Leftridge in. He spun to the bench, but he stays in.
Troy will press, not to really push for a steal, but to eat as much clock as possible.
Williams has got to deal with it deep in the backcourt. Deba sprints to the free throw line, looks for an outlet, and there's a pass out of bounds. Batted out by Leftridge. They love his length on defense at 6'7" with long arms.
Yeah, he really does have that length. You saw it there. He was nowhere in the picture and ends up getting that one a hand on it to knock it out of bounds.
90 seconds to go. Coastal taking a lot of time. Uduje against Miles, poked it away, and he gets a lead pass from Desmond Williams. Leaves it with Say off the window. Spectacular. Wow.
Showtime here in Trojan Arena now.
That was on purpose.
Oh, yeah, that was deliberate.
He created the steal. He was losing his balance. He just put it off the window and let Zay go retrieve it. There's a follow-up, too strong by Thomas.
There's Uduje's first points of the half.
Yep, he gets the bucket and will go to the free throw line. Holy smokes, what a play. About a 5-second sequence that was just terrific basketball.
I think we'll get a look at it here. You see the nice pass ahead, and you're right. He was off balance off the top of the glass, and there's Zay Williams running the floor again.
I thought Miles wasn't going to be able to even get there because he stumbled, but he chased it down. This is coming right into your living rooms here. This is what we see. That was beautiful. Uduje with a 3-point play. He's got 12.
Williams does have the double-double, 12 points, 10 rebounds, Zay Williams.
Let me correct myself. Uduje has 14. Troy by 13. Trojans will close this one out, having won 5 of their last 6. And again, 3 more games at home as Williams can't handle the pass, and then Odigi can't handle it as well. Yeah, App State comes in on Saturday, then Georgia Southern on the 13th. Georgia State on the 15th in the 30th anniversary of the 258-point game where Troy set the record for points in a game against DeVry. That's going to be a great weekend.
Yeah, that's a very important homestand for Coach Cross here, and wanting to make some hay in conference with 4 straight here in the arena.
That's a big win for the Trojans here at home as Cole again hits. That's a triple. He's got 21-19 in the second half. Shot clock dark. Troy by 10. Miles. There's going to be a foul at midcourt. Cole, that's his very first. For Coastal Carolina, first of 3 on the road for them. They go to South Alabama before Appalachian State. Yeah, that is correct. Appalachian State on the road on the 13th, and then they host Appalachian State on the 15th. Then they're at Georgia Southern and Georgia State. 1-1 for Miles, second-year freshman from Lee High School in Montgomery, Alabama. Here's the front end, and it's good. Miles averages 8.4 points per game. He's only played in 7 games. This is his 8th game. because of hamstring issues, and he had the flu right before Christmas. When he's on the floor and healthy, he's a difference maker, and he gets both free throws here. 18 seconds to go. Characterize this one for the Trojans, Jerry.
ODG comes out, he gets a nice hand, and the Trojans, this is going to be a big win for them, particularly after they were trailed at the half.
Williams fouled on the outside. Miles on a closeout try. Got him with the hip with 13 seconds to go.
That's the last thing the coaching staff for Troy wanted was a foul, but they do get one there that'll send Williams to the line.
Coastal Carolina will hit the road to South Alabama, where they play the Jags on Saturday. Troy welcomes in Appalachian State Saturday afternoon. Williams has been really quiet. He's their second leading scorer on the season at 14 a game, but he has just 5 now. Nobody has scored in the second half with any consistency for Coastal. Williams drops in the second.
Rudy Williams.
10-point game, 13 seconds to go. And Coastal will not harry the ball. Big win for the Trojans, as Christian Turner will dribble it out. And we have gone